So the Ravens season is over as they lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-26. Holy cow. This is my instant reaction to that. Holy shit. I'm pissed off. This is Quiet Storm Sports. Let's get into it. So like I said, welcome back to yet another episode of Quiet Storm Sports. Again, I am your host, Sudden Death. And this is a very somber, a very sad, a very... I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off for a lot of different reasons. And I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I don't care. I don't want to mince words. The Ravens season is over. I'm emotional about it. This is my instant reaction. Number one, I know we're gonna say that the Ravens should have, and Shalonda, appreciate the sub. I know we're going to say and think that the Ravens should have won this game. I totally agree. Void, appreciate the super chat donation, dropping the $2 in the chat, says, have we finally escaped limbo? Time will tell. We haven't. And this is why I say I'm pissed about this game. If you're part of the hashtag replay gang, listen up right now. The Ravens accomplished absolutely nothing by losing this game 24-26 to the Steelers. They accomplished nothing. And what I mean by that is that, not only did they lose this game, and not only did they miss the playoffs, but they also missed an opportunity to fire John Harbaugh and to move on to a different coach. So no, they have not escaped limbo, Void. They haven't escaped limbo. Because you're going to have the excuse of the Ravens turning the football over. You're going to have the excuse of Tyler Loop not hitting the game-winning field goal. You're going to have that excuse as to why the Ravens lost this game. And John Harbaugh will be afforded at least another year being the head coach of this Ravens team. So, again, it was the worst possible scenario. You lose a close game where you can chalk the loss up to execution. You can say it's not on Harbaugh, because it's really not. And Harbaugh gets to come back. Gets to come right back. I am disgusted. I am distraught. I don't really know what to feel right now. I'm just like you. All you Ravens fans out there who don't know what to feel, who feel kind of numb, right? I'm right there with you. I feel the same way. Tyler Loop misses a however long field goal that was. Let me actually check and see how long that was. Let me see how long that was. I want to know. But he misses that last field goal. And, it's kind of like a poetic justice in a way. It's like a poetic justice in a way. Eli says this team is cursed. I agree. I agree. Simply says, talk soon, brother, and good night. Yes, we will talk soon, bro. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. We'll vent about this together. Right now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Alone for sure. I don't have my guy Alex, but it feels wrong. It feels wrong. Like we shouldn't be going through this type of thing, these type of hardships in the Lamar Jackson era. This is just my instant reaction to this game. If you want to call in and talk with me, you can. The link is in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on X, maybe pop over to YouTube if you want to pop in with me, and we can talk about this together. As we have over 140 people watching live right now. Appreciate that for coming through. But let me see. KP1 says I need Tyler Loop off this team ASAP. I said all along. Tyler Loop. I've been saying this since the preseason. There's gonna be a point where he's put in a big spot. Where he has to make a big kick and get us a game that gets us to the playoffs or gets us a big win and a big spot. And he hadn't really gotten that opportunity all season until tonight. And on that, I think it was maybe only like less than a 40-yard field goal, right? Or somewhere around a 40-yard field goal. Somebody let me know the exact amount, but he should have made that. Right? And he missed it. And like I said before, I had been saying he was going to be put in a difficult spot at some point this season. And it's just like, it's like poetic justice that he was put in that spot, right when the Ravens needed it the most. I'm not talking about week 1 versus the Bills where, a field goal here or there would have maybe did the trick, right? I'm talking about like season on the line, week 18 against the Steelers for the division for a playoff berth. This is what you did. Again, it's like poetic justice. I don't really know what to say, man. Like it's so tough. It's so tough. I really don't know how to deal with that. Man, what a game. What a game. And we're here in our live chat. And we have our live callers in the backstage here. Got my guy Asmodius. I'm going to bring Asmodius on the screen here. Hold on, give me a second. Let me go ahead and pull him up. Oh. Asmodius, you there? Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, bro? How you feeling? Yeah.
And then a dagger came. And I mean, I said it in the chat. I did not have faith that we would be able to beat the Texans if we beat the Steelers today. We couldn't beat a fucking Pittsburgh Steelers team without DK Metcalf, who is their only legitimate wide receiver.
Yeah.
We could not fucking beat the Steelers with no wide receivers. That's what
It's
this team is.
embarrassing, isn't it? It's embarrassing, right?
They can't fucking tackle a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers who gets a first down. And they did this shit twice in both games.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
mean, like I said, did you see the same thing that I was seeing? Like, it felt like the Ravens could not stay. Like the Ravens offense, especially in that first half, and for the majority of that second half as well, they could not stay beyond the sticks. Like they were living in 2nd and 7 through 9, and that was kind of like the catalyst to their defeat because they could have stayed on the field, right, and they could have scored more points. But so often, on first down, you had Derrick Henry getting 1 or 2 yards, and it just felt like we were falling right into the Steelers' trap of, late game, make it ugly. They're gonna find a way to win, and we saw, Mike Tomlin, his streak of being a home underdog. It got they continued that streak because this Ravens team, it just didn't seem like they had it all together. They couldn't play complementary football when they needed to, right? It was either
oh,
the
they
offense
oh
was cooking or the defense was cooking, right? Go
they
ahead,
did play complimentary football, complimentary ass football, all the way
talk
into
about
the
it.
the last quarter. It was a complimentary collapse. That's what we had.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I want John Harbaugh fired. I am not confident he's going to be fired.
well, he's not going to be fired because he has an excuse now, right?
He
Tyler Loop
does,
missed the
yeah.
field goal, right? They turned the ball over in the first half. I mean, he has excuses. Like there's reasons to say why John Harbaugh should not be fired and why you should at least let him finish his contract extension, which is another 2 years, right? I mean, Tyler Loop missing that field goal at the end, that's going to be the headline for the rest of the week, right? So like, there's no way John Harbaugh gets fired, right? Asmodius?
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. He needs to be fired. I don't see it happening. Um, the fact of the matter is okay. So the fact of the matter is, we saw the offensive line actually fucking block when Emory Jones was in both times in left and right guard. They were doing something,
Yeah.
and they, initially 77 was out. I don't even want to fucking call his name. 77 was out, and you already saw 77 miss a block. Emory Jones came in and he blocked this guy 10 yards down the field. And then
Yep.
they pull him out and they bring back 77. And then 72, I think it's 72. I don't want to fucking name him either. And then he gets hurt. And then all of a sudden, when he gets hurt, we start fucking scoring. So then that tells you all that you need to know about why we're having offensive issues week after week after week after week.
Talk
It
about it.
So it was very clear we did not have the best people on the field. And then
Yeah.
on the defense, so Zach Orr, his defense supposedly got better at the end of last year. I mean, shit, the competition last year at the end of the year was not competitive, and so
Yeah.
it's not like you can say, oh, the Ravens all of a sudden they're back. No, it's the same shit we saw in the middle of this year where we had a cupcake month and it started looking good again. Then we started playing competition again, and we looked like ass again. I don't think
Yeah.
that even if we were to draft a legitimate pass rusher, I don't have faith in the Ravens defensive coaching staff to be able to still generate a pass rush. We saw Dafe Owe. What he did, I don't even think he had a fucking sack with us, and then all of a sudden, what do you have, like
Nope.
7 sacks
Yeah.
on the Chargers?
Yep.
Like there's clearly a disconnect in this defense. So I mean, you're saying on both sides of the ball, Harbaugh failed, and then another failure is that okay, so Harbaugh is supposed to be the CEO. culture guy. But then if you look at the way that the Ravens are playing, what is their culture? I mean, we used to be able to win these ugly games a lot.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't anymore. Like we fucking can't. It's if it doesn't go 100% our way, we lose, we choke, and
No,
that's
yeah.
I have a very lengthy questions from subs that I sent to Engrave, and he might get pissed off when he reads it. But
Go ahead.
I
Yeah,
basically
go ahead.
said I don't even know if I wanted the Ravens to make the playoffs because I don't think that they were gonna make any fucking noise at all.
Well, no,
And
see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Asmodius. Look, the way that the Ravens performed, at least offensively, down the stretch in that game, scoring those touchdowns back to back on the Steelers, you know what I mean? That gave me hope and promise that they can score on anybody when it comes to the playoffs. I mean, because the playoffs, I mean, this year you're looking at look, the Bills have it made now. There's no Lamar, there's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, right? You got all young kids in there. You could have done anything in the playoffs. You could have beaten the Texans next week. You could have beaten the Broncos. You could have beaten the Bills, right? But my thing is with the way that the offense performed, I think that again, and I hate to keep bringing up John Harbaugh's name, but I have to. John Harbaugh is going to be retained as head coach of this team. And we're stuck in a purgatory right now. We're stuck in a purgatory because the offense put us back in a position to win this game down the stretch of it, right? The defense, they played well early, but then throughout the middle and the last stretch of the game, they kind of started to fall apart a little bit. And then the special teams at the very end ended up giving the game away. Tyler Loop. That was the catalyst. And again, I think that is going to be the reason why John Harbaugh is not held accountable. I think that that's going to be the reason why the Ravens just quite simply run it back. And I just, as a Ravens fan, as Modius, I don't know if you have anything else to say. I'll let you go in a second here, but I'm just like my instant reaction here. I'm baffled. I'm flabbergasted, to be quite honest with you, by the ending of that game. It's just because it just went so perfectly to where, okay, we lost the season. The season's over, but no reason to make any change, any drastic changes. Am I right?
if Steve Bisciotti is trying to have an excuse to keep his fan on the staff, yeah, there's no reason to have a drastic change. If he feels like if he has misgivings about firing his friend, he's been given all the ammunition to why he shouldn't. Now, I'm gonna counter what you said about the playoffs
Okay.
for this one simple fact. Throughout an 18-week season, John Harbaugh has been adamant in saying this has been the best five people on the offensive line. If Voorhees was somehow 72 was somehow, I think he was probably going to get healthy enough to play next week. I would have bet every fucking dollar I had he would have been the starter. And we would have had the same issues going into the Texans game. And against that Texans pass rush and our guards, I don't have faith. So that's the reason why I personally felt that way. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
but here, I mean, my thing is though, I feel like the Ravens' run game would have held up very well against any rushing defense in the playoffs, right? I mean, in this game, Derrick Henry had 20 carries for 126 yards. 20 carries for 126 yards, averaging 6.3 yards per carry, and had a long carry of 41 yards. I feel like against any other team, you just had to win this game. This game against the Steelers was more important than probably your next two games had you would have won, right? Because the Steelers know you way better than the Texans do. They know you way better than the Bills do. I have full faith if the Ravens would have made the playoffs, They would have beaten the Texans. They would have rolled over them, right? They would have rolled over the Bills as well. You know, Derrick Henry, this run game, what have you. The main reason why the Ravens lost this game is this. And I said this all throughout my live stream. In the majority of that game, when the Ravens were on offense, they were running plays. They were living in 2nd and 7 through 9. Which means that they were not staying ahead of the sticks. They were not staying above the sticks. And on so many occasions, the Ravens' offensive drives ended because they couldn't convert on 3rd and long. Because 2nd and longs, a lot of the time, most of the time, they turn into 3rd and longs. And that's what happened to the Ravens tonight. And they forced Lamar Jackson to be special. And in those moments, Lamar Jackson, sometimes he was special, which is why the Ravens were in this game. But then there were other times where, he was a little bit indecisive and he was a little bit, in between whether or not he wanted to run or pass the ball. And that's exactly where the Steelers wanted him. Exactly where the Steelers wanted him. And my point is this. I don't think that after this game, John Harbaugh and this Ravens team overall is going to think that any changes need to be made. And that's my biggest issue. Asmodius, I want to ask you this. Do you think that this Ravens team has a possibility? Because I think there's a strong chance that they might move away from Lamar. I just think this only because I think they have such an affinity to John Harbaugh that they will not be willing to move off of not willing to move off of John Harbaugh before they would a Lamar Jackson. What do you think about that with Lamar Jackson's contract situation coming up this year?
It's definitely a possibility. If they do that, honestly, if they do that, Steve Bisciotti should sell the team when he realizes that he basically made the Ravens Browns 2.0 without a defense. I'll put it that way because you're going to take away someone who. My biggest thing is we were in the AFC Championship, and it was very, very clear we were in the AFC Championship because of Mike McDonald, who's now the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Number 1 seed.
And so it was very clear that was based on his command of the defense, not John Harbaugh's supposed leadership. The following year, we lose to the Bills?
Yep.
In the divisional round.
Yep.
And this year, we can't even make the playoffs. And so it's very clear who had a fingerprint on making this team special from a coaching staff perspective, and it was not John Harbaugh.
But the problem is, though, you're going to be able to point to the Tyler Loop miss. Because, look, the Ravens were in position to win the game. They were in position to win the game. And Asmodius, I don't know if you were in the chat when I said this months ago. I said Tyler Loop is going to be put in a position to where he has to make a big kick in a big situation to win the game, right? And he had not been put in that situation all year. We had been asleep, kind of resting on the fact that Tyler Loop had been relatively good, not missing very many kicks. But I told everybody. It was going to come down to Tyler Loop making a big kick in a big spot. And I don't know how many yards it was, but it was what should have been a gimme for a professional NFL kicker. You know what I'm saying? And it came down to that, but he missed it. And for that reason, again, Harbs is not going to get blamed for it. He's going to catch bail for it. I don't understand it. I'm at a loss for words, Asmodius. Go ahead.
I would say that
say the last word. Go ahead.
I would say this. So Femi Abadejo brought this point up. I think it was him. It might have been somebody else, but I recall someone saying the final game of the season is not going to be the reason why they would fire John Harbaugh. It's going to be the season totality. I hope that's what it's going to be. And if that is actually the case, then I think they would fire John Harbaugh. Now, do I actually think that's going to be happening? Probably
The
not.
thing,
And I would say
probably not.
that's
Probably
probably
because
more
the
self
thing was,
preservation than anything.
before the game, I mean, Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter, those guys were, reporting that whether or not, the Ravens lose or win this game, Harbaugh's job is safe. Like they're leaning more towards on the safe side, and just the icing on the cake to me is just that Tyler Loop missed that kick that could have sent the Ravens to the playoffs, right? And Lamar Jackson threw that interception that if he didn't throw that interception could have sent the Ravens to the playoffs, right? So he has these excuses built in, these built-in excuses, and which is what I think that if they were on the fence about it, then I think that they would give John the benefit of the doubt because the Ravens were in position to win that game. They were in position to win that game. It literally just comes down to if Luke makes the kick, Ravens are in the playoffs. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's nothing more to it. Nothing more to it, right? And it's just like, the fact that he didn't make that kick, you can just, if you're John Harbaugh and you're debating for your job, you can say, hey, look, my guys were in position to win it at the end of it. The rookie kicker, he missed it at the end. What can you do, right? Billy Cundiff all over again, right? One of those things, one of those sort of situations. I haven't felt this way since the Billy Cundiff miss back in 2011. I haven't felt this way since then. But Asmodius, I appreciate you for coming through. I'm gonna let you go. Please come through to our next live call-in episode. This has been great. I know we've been way longer than 5 minutes, but I had to keep you on for a little bit because I've been meaning to talk to you, brother. Hopefully, I can get you on for a sudden reactions. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, bro. I'll catch you later, man.
Bye, man.
All right, peace.
Oh,
Aiden, what's up?
hey, I've been listening to you for a while. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Well, I'm not really that good because the Ravens, we out of the playoffs. We are done for the season. No more Ravens football till September. But Aiden, how are you and how did you feel about this game?
Honestly, right when he missed the kick, I wasn't even like feeling nothing. I'm like, yeah, it was bound to happen. Like it's I don't know. Like I really got into this team during the Lamar era and like just hitting a wall right now. It's just
Yeah.
really frustrating. Like it it like questions your fanhood.
Yeah, well, as I'll tell you this, as somebody who's been a fan of this team since probably maybe like '04, '05, something like that, I have felt this feeling that you're feeling right now before. And it was in 2011 when Billy Cundiff
Oh
missed
my
that kick in the
gosh.
AFC. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah, I
talking about,
remember
right?
that.
It was terrible. It was terrible. I felt this feeling before. I feel kind of numb right now. I know I'll feel probably a lot more angry in the morning, but you know, just kind of reflecting on this season for you as a Ravens fan who's kind of a new Ravens fan, right? Within like 10 years or something like that,
Uh,
right?
I feel like I've
How,
been like a Ravens fan, but the Lamar era, that kind of got me into really, really watching it because I was like casually
Lamar
watching
era.
Flacco back in the day.
Got you, got you, got you. So what do you think was the main reason why the Ravens lost this game?
I mean, like you can say Orr has been improving, but I don't like. I really thought we should have made McDonald the head coach at the time when we let him go.
Yeah,
It's just a, it's honestly just like it's pass rush definitely. You don't have a pass rush. Marlon gets cooked all the time. Um, Offensive line, like it's. I mean, it's like could be. I don't think it's that bad, honestly. It but there could be a lot of improvements. Like Ronnie Stanley's getting old as well, but I honestly can't put a thing on it because this is like a typical Ravens collapse, you know.
Yeah. So if I had to ask you, so if when the Ravens draft this year in April, what would you say is the number one priority, like position wise, for the Ravens to draft?
I'd say someone on the pass rush or D line, but like that worries me because like we can't develop anyone on the line. This is like the scary part to me. Like who's been the last greatest pass rusher we've had? Like Matabika was
Probably Elvis Doomerville, honestly.
yeah,
But no, yeah, Matabike, that's a big loss that we got on the interior of this D line this year. And I've been thinking a lot about if the Ravens will decide to go interior D line on the their first pick or second pick of the 2026 NFL draft, because it doesn't look like we're gonna get Matabike back at all. It looks like he's probably done for his career, which is super
it's
super
unfortunate.
unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. He was an awesome player, but if he's out for the rest of his career, then we got to move in a different direction. And I think that if you want to combine somebody who can stop the run with somebody who can also rush the pass inside, you got to go with an interior D lineman in the first round of that draft. And I don't know exactly
Definitely.
who would be there at this point. I'm not a big college guy, but man, you know, and look, this is my instant reaction to the game. So, Aiden, let me ask you this. I'm sure you watched the entire game, right?
Yep.
How did you feel about this offense? How did you feel about Lamar Jackson's performance overall in this game?
Well, like honestly, during the Steelers, there's always some like weird BS turnover or something. So once I saw like the ball pop, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a pick. But
Yeah.
offensively, I felt like we had the firepower, but like we just stalled out at times. Like we'd get off track, like first down run on with Henry, and then we got behind the sticks. Like we couldn't push the ball downfield in like situations like that, which was very frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, because like you said, like when we were up 10-0, I was really expecting this Ravens team to like lean
Put
on
the
the run,
Yeah,
put the pedal to the metal, and like really just like run the clock out and just like lean on this team. But like they just couldn't do that, and we started to live in second and 7 through 9, and like
yeah.
in quarters 2 through 4, really, we just could not get anything going on the ground. But go ahead, Aiden.
I mean, yeah. This is the things with us. Like I mean, for us, like I feel like if we could do good in second and long, but for some reason, like we melt down. But like even on like the defense, like third and 10, third and 8, like Aaron Rodgers didn't care. He could pick that up so easy against us.
Yeah. Golly, man. I'm so sick right now. Aiden.
I
I'm
was at the
hurt.
Buffalo game last year, so that was pretty rough.
God. I
Yeah.
am hurt right now, Aiden, bro. There's no Ravens football until September. I'm trying to hold it together. But it's like, bro, Aiden, do you feel me, bro?
I
Aiden,
feel you.
how old are you, real quick?
I'm 21, bro.
You're 21? Okay. Okay. I can't even remember. Well, when I was 21, what were the Ravens doing? I can't even remember. I don't know. We were probably shitting ourselves, just like we did tonight. I'm 30, bro. But
Damn.
like, yeah, but like, no, like this Ravens team, I feel you, bro. I feel you, dog. It's just get ready for a whole lot more of this. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Yeah.
while Harbaugh is here. I feel bad for you. I
What
feel
does he
bad. The
do?
chat.
Like
What
it'd
does
be
he do?
different if
He
he
does
like
nothing
actually
on the
did the.
sideline, right?
He just makes faces. Like
Golly, man. I can't. Oh
they're
my
best buddies.
gosh.
They're best buddies. So like he's something drastic would have to happen. Honestly, they're the
Oh my
best friends in the front office.
gosh. Oh my lord. They're in the chat talking about edge rushers from Texas. I can't. I
This
can't,
draft
bro.
talk is crazy.
The draft talk right now is crazy, dog. I can't. All right, Aiden, I'm gonna let you out of here, bro. I'm gonna end this stream a little soon, bro.
All
I
right. Have a
appreciate
good
you for
night,
coming
bro.
through. Yes,
You're
sir. You
welcome.
too, man. Appreciate you for coming through. All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, that was Aiden. Shout out to Aiden. Let's get Sherry up here. Sherry, what's up? Sherry, what's up? Can you hear me? I don't know if Sherry's in here. All right, let's put Sherry to the back real quick. Let's bring up Caleb. Caleb, what up? You here?
What's up, bro?
Hey man, I'm chilling, bro. How you feeling, dog? How you feeling about this Ravens loss?
I put I put everything on Lamar. He
Why?
didn't. No, not all. I ain't bet no money. I just told everybody like he's gonna give us this win. He gonna give us this win. I kept saying that. I
So
thought
what
we.
you mean
I
you put everything on Lamar? Are you saying you blaming Lamar for the loss, or like what's up?
oh no. I praised Lamar like before. When I heard he coming back, I was like,
Uh
oh
huh.
yeah, they're winning.
Uh huh.
And that fourth quarter, that second half, I was like, there's Lamar. Like he's actually like he's putting on performance and the defense and that field when he missed that field goal, it broke my heart because it's like I feel so bad. I feel bad for y'all, and it's like I'm not even from Baltimore or nothing. I just love Lamar Jackson. I want that man to win a trophy,
Yeah.
and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, man. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that we didn't get that win. Now I just don't know what to say, man. I'm just hurt. That's it.
Yo, bro, I'm right there with you, bro. Like I said, like I told my guy Aiden, the last caller who called in, I said, this feels kind of like when Billy Cundiff missed that kick back in 2011 or whatever it was that would have sent the Ravens to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And I just, let me say this. Let me say this.
Hmm.
I was watching the game on Peacock, right? I was streaming it on Peacock,
Right.
and every like 2 minutes, the shit kept freezing up on me, and I was
Right.
pissed. And so by the end of the game, by the time that final play happened, like I missed the Isaiah Likely play that put us in field goal territory, right?
I was so hyped. I couldn't believe it. Right.
I missed that play. So when I tuned back in, I saw Isaiah Likely dapping up somebody. I was like, oh shit, a big play must have happened. We must either got a touchdown or we in field goal range.
Hmm.
Turns out we was in field goal range. And
Right.
so they line up to kick the field goal, and I'm looking at Tyler Loop and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, this whole season I've been saying to the audience, like, Tyler Loop is gonna get put in a spot where he's gotta make a big kick in a big spot, right? And he's gotta make that motherfucker. And he
Right.
didn't make it, and like I just like it felt like this season ended like it was like poetic justice almost. You know what I mean? It wasn't necessarily the offense or the defense that ended the game for us. It was the special teams. And who's the
That's it.
special teams specialist, right? John Harbaugh. You know what I mean? So it's like it feels like it's like honestly like it's poetic justice in that regard. What did you think about just like the ending, the culmination of it all, bro?
I felt like damn. Like I just couldn't believe it. Like I felt to the ground. I was like, there's no way that shit just ended like that. Like there's no way. Like it was so perfect. It was like okay, like Lamar's back. He just. Oh my god. This really felt like when my team lost that Super Bowl. It really felt like it. I haven't felt like this in a long time since the Falcons lost that Super Bowl. I'm hurt. I,
Hurt
I,
is
I
not the
just can't believe it.
word, bro. Hurt is not the word, man. I
Man,
just
I'm sorry to
I'm
start off,
crushed.
man.
I'm crushed. Honestly, you sounding a little bit muffled right now, Caleb. I don't know what's going on. I can't really hear you all
That's all
that
good, but
good.
man. Can you hear me?
No, or I can. It's like
Hello?
I can hear you, but it's like muffled type shit. It's like muffled. Try
All right.
try dropping out and joining back in for me.
All right.
All right. But yeah, no, I mean I agree. I caught some of what Caleb was saying. It's like I'm crushed, bro. I'm at a loss for words right now with this season. Like I was looking forward to playing the Texans next week. Now you're gonna get Steelers Texans next week. You're going to get Steelers Texans next week. Like, that is crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy. Like, it's not going to be a good game. Void with the Super Chat donation. Appreciate you, Void. Says, keeping an eye on Amari Washington from Oregon. D-line needs help and pass rush inside helps the outside, but we will see. Look, man. I don't know. I don't even want to look at the draft just yet. I got a freaking sulk in this loss, right? I have to. Again, guys, this is my instant reaction to the Ravens losing 26-24 to the Steelers. Mog says, I'm pissed for Lamar. I'm pissed for him too. I'm pissed for you guys. I'm pissed for me. I'm pissed for you guys. Because, and Lamar, he did his thing. He did what he needed to do. I think he had 3 touchdowns in this game, right? 3 passing touchdowns in this game. No interceptions. He did what he needed to do. Derrick Henry had over 100 yards rushing. He did what he needed to do. It was just that the defense, Cheeto Awuzie slipping on the last possession and allowing Calvin Austin to have a wide open touchdown. Oh my God. With the season on the line, you slip. You slip with the season on the line. The season slipped away right there. Right there, man. I just can't, man. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. It's crazy. It's crazy. 2 Zay Flowers touchdowns. Shout out to Zay Flowers, right? Shout out to Zay Flowers. He did his thing. Had 2 touchdowns in this game. And, I thought that this Ravens offense, they just couldn't be stopped. I thought that, with the way that, again, and it's just, a lack of complementary football. Because it's either the offense is performing or the defense is performing. It's no in between. Right? It's no in between. Because when the offense was stepping up, the defense was slacking. When the defense was stepping up, the offense was slacking. And then for Tyler Loop to miss that kick at the end, again, poetic ending to a season if you're John Harbaugh. Poetic ending to a season. Because no one's going to blame you. No one's going to blame you. Tyler Loop should have made that kick. Tyler Loop should have made that kick, man. He should have made that kick. But instead he didn't. The Ravens season is now over. Officially over. No more Ravens football until September. Listen, guys. Us here at the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel, we will continue to be live every week, right? It doesn't matter. We go live 365 all year. And tomorrow will be episode 366 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We will have a special guest on, so make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel because you're going to want to see who we have on tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, guys, until then, all I can say is stay positive and test negative. And it was a great season. Not really, but I loved personally spending every minute of it with you guys. So stay positive, test negative, and never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. I'll catch you guys in the next episode of the show. Peace.